Peoria Regionals just went down, and the winners in the Masters division was a Lost Box Kyogre. I guess that was a lot of Lost Box. I'm not talking about Masters division today because Lost Box Kyogre, the single prize Lost Box stuff, not really my cup of tea. However, in the seniors division, shout outs to Owen Dalgard, who won the whole thing with Goodra VSTAR. This is one of my favorite archetypes. We try and cover it every cycle in the Pokemon TCG, but sometimes it comes in and out of the meta, and in the last few days it's been kind of bubbling in online tournaments, getting some really good results, and Owen putting it back on the map with this huge win in Peoria Regionals, Goodra getting its first big championship win of the season. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about this championship build of Goodra VSTAR. Before we get into this video, I just quickly wanted to remind you that I am in the process of fundraising for Extra Life. All of the proceeds go towards the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, a network of 170 hospitals taking care of thousands of kids every day. If you are interested in supporting the cause, I will put a link in the description of the video, and if you donate at one of the 3 reward tiers, you can get some really cool 4x6 art of my spray paint art, including a signed Pokemon card from me. So here's a 4x6 print example. This is one of the art pieces from last year. This year's prints include this Mew one, this Pikachu one, and this Mario Kart one. They will be in 4x6 prints. I will write a thank you note on the back. All of the details are on the Extra Life page in the link in the description of this video. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your consideration. Now let's go back to the video. This is, again, shoutouts to Owen Dalgard for this build. Well done. Goodra VSTAR is obviously a V-Star Pokemon, evolves from Pokemon V, has 270 HP, but its move Rolling Iron does 200 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 80 less damage from attacks, and effectively giving it 350 HP, if I've done the math correctly. Yeah, that should be it, which is high enough that if your opponent's Charizard, Terra Charizard EX, doesn't have a damage modifier on it, and they only have 1 prize remaining, or you only have 1 prize remaining, they still can't knock you out. Still cannot do it. Goodra can be an absolute tank, and on top of that, it has the ability Moisture Star, where during your turn you can heal all damage from this Pokemon, allowing you to just completely nullify an attack or multiple attacks if you're playing against a single prize Lost Box deck or something that's doing more incremental damage, which is absolutely nuts. And I think against Charizard in particular, this deck is very intriguing, but there are other decks in the meta that are going to have a hard time with Goodra right now. And we are playing it in the Lost Box shell. We've got ourselves the 4 Comfeys, of course. Flower selecting ability lets us look at the top 2 cards of our deck. Keep 1, put 1 in the Lost Zone. We are trying to hit our key breakpoints here. If we get at least 4 in the Lost Zone, we can get Cramorant rolling and use its Spit Innocently attack for free. 110 damage, great turn 1 going second attack. If we get 7 in the Lost Zone, we activate Mirage Gate, lets us accelerate energy, 2 energies of different types to our Pokemon in any way we want, which is great for covering Goodra VSTAR's water and metal energy cost. And that gets us our Goodra online, and then if we get 10 in the Lost Zone, we can attack with Sableye using Lost Mine and dropping 12 damage counters wherever we want. Things are going to be different for Sableye once the new Jirachi from Paradox Rift comes out, but for the time being, Sableye is still an absolute terror. Now, Sableye is actually, everybody knows Sableye has been a staple of Lost Box decks for quite some time. However, Sableye hasn't always been in the Goodra build. This is kind of I don't know the originator of Sableye in the Goodra build, but it did make a big showing, at least the first time I saw at the Yokohama Championships, and it's kind of been a staple of the Goodra deck since. I really like it because Goodra hits for 200 damage, and then whatever you're damaging that isn't knocked out, you can use Sableye to clean up the mess. And we've got 2 Sableyes here. We have 1 Manaphy to protect the bench, 1 Radiant Greninja to 1 discard energy, draw 2 cards, which is great for digging deeper into our deck. And we can use the Moonlight Shuriken attack for 2 water and a colorless, lets us do 90 damage to 2 of our opponent's Pokemon, so a little bit of snipe damage there as well. And we have the Zamazenta, which has the Metal Shield ability. It takes, if it has any energy attached, it takes 30 less damage, so effectively 160 HP, and it has the Retaliate attack for 2 metal and a colorless, does 100 damage, and if any of your Pokemon were knocked out on the previous turn, you do 120 more damage. So this is a single prize attacker doing 220 damage. This is actually more than Goodra, and you're only dropping 1 prize if this gets knocked out. So really nice alternate attacker. And in the Chen Pao matchup in particular, if you really respect that match, Zamazenta can one-shot a Chen Pao no problem. And one thing to note here with the Goodra deck, and this is something I only learned recently, shoutouts to Joe at Omnipoke for this, is that you're mostly playing this as a Lost Box deck with the Cramorant and the Sableye and sometimes the Zamazenta, but most of the time you're only benching 1 Goodra VSTAR. You really want it to swing once or twice in the middle of the game, landing big damage and tanking as much as he can, and then you're trying to clean up the mess with Sableye. And maybe that's been different in the past when Sableye wasn't in the deck, but in this incarnation of the deck, we really only want to set up 1, which is why we're running only a 2/2 count of Goodra here. We also have the Spiritomb here with the Fettered in Misfortune ability. Basic Pokemon V's abilities just get shut down, both yours and your opponent's. And I think in a world where Mew V Max is maybe not as popular as it used to be, but you would shut off the Genesect, and Lumineon in particular, very popular in Lugia decks where your opponent's oftentimes playing 2 of them, you can just shut those off completely and it can really hurt their setup. For trainer cards, 2 copies of Ultra Ball, discard 2, grab a Pokemon of our choice. We don't really use much Pokemon search here because we're relying on Comfey's and Colress's experiments to get the cards we need, but just in case, we do have Ultra Ball here. 1 copy of Raihan lets us attach an energy from the discard pile when if our Pokemon got knocked out in the last turn, and grab a card of our choice. Can be great to set up Goodra in case of an emergency. We've got a bunch of switch options here, including 3 Switch Cart and 3 Escape Rope. Depending on the situation, you may need Switch Cart. Other times, you might want the Escape Rope. But regardless, this has helps us get our Comfeys dancing back and forth in and out of the active so that we can build up our Lost Zone engine. In particular to note, because we are running Switch Cart, we do get to heal some damage off of our basic Pokemon. However, if we've got Goodra VSTAR in the active, we cannot use Switch Cart to get Goodra out of there. So that is something to keep in mind. Heavy Ball, we've got 1 of these to grab a basic Pokemon from our prizes and put it into our hand. This can help us grab stuff 1-ofs like our Cramorant, like our Spiritomb, like our Greninja, and like our Zamazenta. So something to note there. We do have 1 copy of Lost Vacuum, lets us discard or put a card from our hand into the Lost Zone, and then put a tool or a stadium in play and get that out of the game. This can be great for getting rid of stuff like Path to the Peak, which can shut off our Moisture Star and our Concealed Cards ability. Can also get rid of Bravery Charms, which is a nice addition as well. We've got Battle VIP Pass, only works on our first turn, but when we do, we get to bench 2 basic Pokemon from our deck into the bench, and these can just get chucked away into the Lost Zone through Comfey's and Colress's, so the extra ones don't hurt too much. 1 copy of Iono. It's just the one hand disruption card in this deck. Both players shuffle their hands, put it to the bottom of their deck, and then draw equal to the number of prize cards remaining. So this can be very strong in the late game where you're leaving your opponent with just a handful of cards. 2 copies of Pokégear. Let's look at the top 7 cards of our deck and find a supporter of our choice. This is great for finding stuff like Iono, Raihan, in particular Colress's Experiment, which is the heart and soul of this deck. Lets you look at the top 5 cards, keep 3, put 2 in the Lost Zone. So great for digging into our deck, finding the pieces we need, and also powering up the Lost Zone. We've got 3 copies of Super Rod, which lets us shuffle 3 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards from our discard pile into your deck, which is great because with Greninja, we are discarding energy to draw deeper into the deck. We're only running a 2/2 Goodra line. We have a bunch of 1-of Pokemon that we wipe mana salvage. So 3 feels a little heavy. Like I've run 2 in the past. 3 feels a little heavy, but I don't mind it here in the way they have built it, especially since we want to have energy in the deck for Mirage Gate, and we've already talked about how this works, but in order for that to work, you really have to have the energy ready to go. So Super Rod can help us get all of that energy from the discard pile back into the deck so we can Mirage Gate on there. Only 1 Nest Ball here. Again, we're relying on Colress and Comfey to get our Pokemon on the board and Battle VIP Pass. So we only have 1 of these Nest Balls just in case. We do have Artazon here to also help us get our basics down. That being said, we can only put down non-rule box basic Pokemon with Artazon. So this is not going to be good for benching Radiant Greninja or Goodra, but everything else is cool. And we got 2 copies of Boss's Orders for a bit of gusting. Bench, grab an opponent's Pokemon off the bench and bring him into the active, hopefully for a big KO. Then for energy splits, it is a little thin on basic energy, so you're going to have to be very careful with that. 3 water energy, 3 psychic energy, 4 metal energy, and then 2 jet energies, which lets you move a bench Pokemon into the active if you attach the energy onto the bench Pokemon. So whatever you attach it to gets bumped up to the active. Really nice for Comfey to get them into the active and then retreat them and just discard the jet energy, or to get Goodras into the active as well. So your general game plan, you are playing this like a Lost Box deck. We're using Comfey to get a whole bunch of cards into the Lost Zone as well as Colress. We want to get 1 Goodra set up and rolling iron as much as we can. Moisture Star once during the game to heal off damage. If we do have the opportunity to attack, I mean, with Cramorant, especially if we're going second, we want to attack with Cramorant. If there's an opportunity to attack with Radiant Greninja or Zamazenta, look out for those as well. But for the most part, we're going to be using Rolling Iron as long as we can, and then cleaning up any sort of mess with Sableye. All right, let's get to these matches. I have not played Goodra versus Charizard. Sableye could be intriguing. They don't really play any healing. They probably have a hard time knocking out Goodra. However, we have a pretty miserable starting hand here of a whole lot of nothing. Wow. This is a Lost Box hand if I have ever seen one. Okay. At least we get the second Comfey down. And hopefully we can get a VIP pass here. Please. Colress is fine. Colress is fine. Let's go and bench the Cram. And we'll wait. Not ideal. Not ideal. But potentially we can get at least a knockout on this Charmander. Chi-Yu! That's silly. That's silly. What? Okay. Okay, come on, man. So, full disclosure, my ELO went into the toilet today, right? I'm recording this. This is like, okay, this is super early Monday morning. My ELO went into the toilet because I was playing my Greninja EX deck, and it turned out to be not very good in retrospect. And it's unfortunate that it worked out the way that it did. Okay, they're gonna get, oh, and they just milled cards. Oh, we needed that Colress too, and that rope would have been nice. Okay, let's go. And Colress, what 3? Okay. Absolutely insane Colress's experiment. Are you kidding me? Okay. Okay. Oh, they're going to sacrifice a Charmander? Okay, they've got another one, but still. Okay, we get a Goodra VSTAR, but we don't have the Goodra V. This is looking pretty sus. I don't like this. Let's go and put some energy on the Zam. And we'll go in with the Cramorant, and we'll take one. At least we have a heavy-hitting option going into the next turn. But this is incredibly silly how we drew 3 Mirage Gates. Absolutely wild. Okay. Okay, they get themselves a Bibarel. That's fine. I would really like to get some stuff rolling here. And yeah, the fact that we have 3 Mirage Gates, like, now they're going to be stuck at the bottom of the deck, and Charizard is now rolling. Absolutely horrifying, because we've got 5, 6. I need a switch option, of which we have thrown. Yeah, ugh. This is an incredibly unfortunate turn of events here. The fact that we don't even get... Okay, if we could hit this Charizard with the Zam, that would be very nice. Now, I do also have to be worried that the Armor Oak does open up the opportunity for them to... Okay, let's go and Flower Select. We get Greninja now. We have... I think we have to get rid of the Psychic Energy, and let's see if we can draw here with... Okay, we'll get rid of a Water, which could be a mistake. Okay. Let's go and attach energy. Okay. This is not feeling too great right now. If I can get a Switch Cart. Okay, yep. And that unlocks... Okay, let's go in Super Rod right now. I'll throw the Water and the Psychic. Actually, and the Cram as well. Just in case. And we can go in Super Rod. Metal. Wow, we have, like, no energy. Okay. And you know what? We are going to bump this. And what do we actually want to bench? Do we bench the Sableye now? No, we don't bench the Sableye now. Okay, let's go. Bring out the Zam. I could attach energy right now. I guess it doesn't hurt, right? Especially since we only have to... We have to find the Jet energy. Or a Rod elsewhere. Or else we're screwed. Okay, let's go and retaliate. 220. How much energy have we thrown in the lost? We've thrown 3 energy in the lost zone. Oh my goodness. We are going to have to work for this. And one of our Psychic Energy. Hopefully we haven't prized the second one, so we can start doing Sableye things. And make some stuff happen. I hope they don't have, like, Switch, Armor Rogue, Cheryl. Based on the fact that they're playing Chi-Yu, I'm going to guess they do not. Okay, they Magma Basin. Get another Charmander down. Oh, God. They might have it. Do they have the Cheryl play? Do they have the Cheryl play? No, they can't, right? There's no way. Ain't no way. Oh, and they can move all the energy around? Okay. Okay. Let's go bring up Comfey. And we might need to bring up... Oh, okay. Let's Flower Select. And yeah, I'll grab Boss. I'll grab that. That's very nice. Let's go and Raihan. Actually, and we'll attach some Metal Energy to the Goodra. And let's go and grab ourselves... We have a switch option, right? No, we do not. Okay. I will grab a Switch Cart. This is not ideal. I still want a... Okay, we are going to get the knock. We're going to take 2 prizes. We can heal off the damage from the next play. They're not knocking us out unless they have a rope boss play. We get the Super Rod. That's fantastic. And we can get that energy back in. Hopefully, we can get Sableye down as well. Okay, and they're going to Rare Candy up, get themselves a fresh Charizard, and put some more energy on the board. How much energy do they have? They're still not knocking us out. I don't think they can knock us out off of a Rolling Iron, period. I think we do too much. So 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I think at this point, all we have to do is get Sableye and a Psychic Energy on the board, assuming we have Psychic Energy. I should have checked when we had the Raihan. What is this Arcanine doing here? Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay, 190. That's not a lot. We can go and V-Star power that up. Let's go and... Let's Colress first. Right? Sableye, Jet Energy, Rope. Okay, yeah, we'll throw the VIP passes in. Still unfortunate that we do not have the... Ooh, I could play... No, Mirage Gate... I don't think we have Psychic Energy. Let me go and get rid of a Manaphy and an Iono here. I want to see what I have. So we have Comfey, Goodra. We don't have Psychic Energy. Okay. So we had 1 Psychic Energy here. We have to grab it in the prizes. Let's go and grab ourselves a second Goodra here just in case. And we can Super Rod. Now, I actually probably shouldn't have done that, now that I think about it. If anything, yeah, we could have gotten the Zam back. That's okay. Let's go and... We're going to Moisture Star anyway. Heal that off. I could attach... No, we're just going to swing for 200. And we have to pray that one of these is the Psychic Energy. Okay, there it is. And we also have to pray we don't get Iono'd into Oblivion here. The Sableye is a relatively new addition to this deck. Normally, up until like Yokohama, we weren't really seeing Sableye in Lost Goo. but I do like in the current meta, especially against certain decks like a Gardevoir, like Charizard actually, where we can clean up. Yeah, see, they're still short on. Ooh, this is actually. Oh, we can just boss. Like, I don't even need Sableye at this point. That's fine. We will go and... Yeah, we're just going to boss up the Armor Rogue for game. And we'll take that. GG's. Goodra. Now, maybe not the most riveting game. I shouldn't have benched that second goo. I got scared. I admittedly got scared. But did show the power of one, Goodra's Rolling Iron, absolutely insane defense, where even with only one prize remaining, Charizard doing maximum damage, they still couldn't knock us out. They needed a damage modifier at that point, which they did not have, and we still tanked the hit. Moisture Star just nullifying one of their turns, absolutely amazing. And we were able to get the damage we needed to get the win. And even if they had knocked out the Goodra somehow, we would have been able to pop in the Sableye, take out the Armor Rogue, or take out one of their smaller targets and still finish off the game for the win. GG's. Yeah, that's a pretty good Lost Box starting hand, if you ask me. That is pretty good. Now, I would like to get a Goodra down turn 1. I think there's an argument to be made that if you're not going to get to 7 after the second turn, that maybe you don't play the Goodra on turn 1. But let's see what we start with. And we are up against the Charizard deck. Surprise, surprise. I think we can bench these pieces now. Let's go and Flower Select. We grab ourselves a Switch Cart here. Yes. Getting rid of the Super Rod is a little unfortunate, but we do get a third Comfey. I do like that. Okay. Let's go use one of the Psychic Energy, knowing that it will be in there for us for later. And I'm actually going to... Let's get the Nest Ball down. And let's go get a Goodra in play. And we wait. Okay, they will level ball up. We should get a turn 1 KO on whatever is in the active, unless they put in Arceus. It would be kind of sick if we could get a Greninja play here. Okay, they're going to stop that. I mean, heads up play on their part, recognizing Lost Box deck potential for a snipe here. Okay. All right, they're going to put the energy on. They assume, oh, the Iono is not good. Let's go and 6 cards. Hopefully a Colress? No. This became a much worse turn. All right. Let's go and Flower Select Colress. We will take the Metal Energy. I could boss up the... We could boss up the one with the energy, but I don't think it matters. Because they are... If they're playing Charizard EX, like, it's just going to power itself up anyway. So we are just going to take the swing on this Charmander, and we'll save our boss's orders for potentially a higher impact play later. They're putting a lot of small targets on the board. We have 4 in the Lost Zone, which is a little unfortunate. We are a little short, and we have no switch outs. Hopefully they have bricked. This is a little more of a... an unconventional build of Charizard at this point. I think we've established the Arvenzar, the Lossar, the Arceus Pidgeot. Bibarel is not necessarily a bad way to play it. You do get a draw engine that works around Path to the Peak, which is nice. They do have a Vengeful Punch and a Vacuum. Yeah, so in scenarios like this, you only have to evolve once. They will get a... They can draw a card. If we can squeeze out 2 KOs with this Cramorant, that would be pretty amazing. And they are going to Temple of Sinnoh, which is a little annoying in the sense that Jet Energy gets shut off, but we do have Artazon. So that's fine. Potentially. If this is... Oh, okay. They popped off pretty hard there. Well, with the Bibarel. Now, if they can't get the Char, they're just going to Tail on Fire. Okay. That is fine. Absolutely fine. Now, if we could get some more in the Lost Zone, that would be nice. I think we have to rope here. And we lose the Manaphy, but hopefully off this Pokégear. Colress. No! Oh, brutal turn. Okay. We have 5 in the Lost Zone. This is still not where we want it to be. Oh, we can go... Okay. If we vacuum away... I don't think there's any point in vacuuming away, getting to 7, because we don't have... Yeah, there's no point in trying to vacuum up to 7 because we don't have the Mirage Gate anyway. So we'll just take the knockout on the Charmander. 2 prizes off the Cramorant is incredibly efficient. Okay, so we've got 3 energy in there. We can go and use Super Rod to get all of that back. They are going to get the Arven out, so almost certainly going to... Bravery Charm. Okay, Rare Candy up to Zard. We have to make some stuff happen here. Five. That's annoying. We can take that out. I think we can take that out with Vacuum and soften something else up instead. Now, I don't hate that strategy. That really hurts the Sableye play. So heads up play on our opponent's part. Now, we could go, because we only have 5 in the Lost Zone. Oof, 240. If they had Boss, they would be taking a 1-hit KO on... Our Goodra here, which is not... There's the Mirage Gate. I think we're still... Okay, hold on. I can sequence this. So if we go Flower Select, we grab ourselves... Let's actually grab the... I want the Colress, but I'm kind of horrified about our water situation. Let's go grab the... Let's see how much water energy is in the... None. Okay. So there's potentially 2 more waters floating... in the deck somewhere. So that gets us 6. If I go and vacuum away... Let's vacuum away Artazon. And get that Charm out of there. Hold on. Oh, there we go. We have to drag that. So, we now get a Mirage Gate, right? We go and grab Metal Basic... And we attach the 3rd metal. And what if we... Oh, okay, hold on. I think I have goofed this. Can we hard retreat? Okay. We go on Raihan, the metal up, and we go and grab ourselves a Goodra VSTAR. And we should be able to hard retreat. Yeah, the jet energy is not going to work here. So this is actually kind of sick. Let's go and retreat. And actually, do we want to... Let's Sableye, or let's Super Rod some stuff here. Cramorant, Water, Psychic. We'll retreat. Go into the Goodra. And we will swing for 200 damage. And we are going to... unless they have a rope boss play here, we are going to nullify the damage that Goodra's going to hit here, or that Charizard's going to hit. And we put ourselves in a pretty good spot after that. Oh, we get Iono'd. So that's actually kind of unfortunate. Okay, we get another... This is actually better. This is actually better. And they get down a Radiant Zard. Okay, how much energy? 1. Yeah, I kind of like Goo in this matchup. Goodra being able to nullify a hit and them just not being able to damage us unless they have the rope boss play. Very nice. Okay. 160. I don't mind that 1 iota. Oh, we can't switch card out. That is actually kind of unfortunate here. But we do get the... Let's get the Artazon. Let's get the Metal. And we'll take a Mirage Gate, I guess. And let's go and Moisture Star. Right? Yeah, we'll Moisture Star. Just heal up. And I don't need to bump with Artazon or anything right now. We'll just swing for 200. Hold on. Actually, you know what? Just in case, I'm going to attach a Metal Energy to a Comfey, and we can use that to retreat later. Let's go Rolling Iron. 200. And we put ourselves in a pretty good spot here. Yeah, they can attack with the Charizard. That's fine. They're still not doing enough damage. If we can get Sableye's... How many Sableye? I think we have 1. No, we should have 2. Still floating around. Okay, they're going to throw down the Pidgey. Like, at this point, depending on... Do they get a Pidgeot even set up? Interesting. If they don't, right, they're looking for a Fire Energy here. If they don't get the Pidgeot set up, then it's Sableye. Okay, there it is. Now, do they get the other Charmander set up? It's still looking good for us. Still looking good for us. I think we can get greedy and bench 2 Sableyes. And, oh, what are they going to bust up? This actually, if they are stalling for time, let's see how they play it. Let's see how they play it. Okay, yeah, the Charizard's going to hit for a lot. 250, right? Okay. Let's go and Comfey first. Actually, you know what? I'm going to Artazon first. I don't want to be put in a situation where it's like Sableye or Psychic Energy, and then we get screwed. Yes. So we do have the Psychic Energy in hand still. And so, yeah, we'll bench that. And let's go and... Yeah, and we get the win. GG's. Our opponent knew what was coming. Sableye for taking out the Charmander and the Pidgeot. on the bench, Goodra VSTAR being able to hang in there against multiple Charizard hits, just absolutely bonkers. And I think just seeing this updated build on Goodra feels very good in the current meta with, I mean, there are certain decks that can probably still climb that ladder and knock out Goodra, but it's still very difficult for a number of decks to do. And in particular, with the popularity of Charizard, Goodra just tanks those hits from Charizard and can heal them off, and you can just do a lot of the end work with the Sableye at the end. So we'll take that win. GG's. Thus concludes our look at this updated build of Goodra VSTAR. Again, congratulations to Owen Dalgard for winning Peoria Regionals with this exact build of Goodra VSTAR. It's a ton of fun to play, and it does have a number of favorable matchups in the current meta. In particular, I kind of really like it against Charizard in the way that Goodra can tank hits. That being said, you are like a rope boss play away from getting wrecked there, but it didn't happen to us in the time we were playing the deck, so I will gladly take that. But for now, I gotta get going. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before we go, some quick plugs. You can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at InThirdPerson. You can find me on Twitch at InThirdPerson, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. So until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye-bye!